For 5 minutes, the gentleman from California, Mr. Swalwell.
Thank you, and I thank the chairwoman for holding this critical hearing as the dashboard is blinking for America's businesses as it relates to ransomware attacks. In many ways, this feels like a pre-September 11 environment for businesses in that you have all the signs there that we are going to continue to face attacks, perhaps ones that could shut down for a protracted period of time critical infrastructure. You have these attacks being launched from foreign countries that are not our allies. It's unclear whether they are state-sponsored, but they're certainly state-enabled because countries are looking the other way and aren't cooperating with us or Interpol in apprehending and stopping the hackers. And so I wanted to first invoke a Bay Area business leader, John Chambers, who used to be the CEO at Cisco. He recently said that more than 65,000 ransomware attacks are expected to happen this year at an average cost to small and medium-sized businesses of $170,000 each. Kevin Mandia, the CEO of FireEye, recently said there's a direct correlation between ransomware and the anonymity of digital currency. And while I certainly am a supporter of cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies, I want to make sure that they are not contributing to or enabling these attacks. And so the question I have first is, anonymous cryptocurrency hindering your office's abilities at DHS to respond to cyber attacks? Mr. Eisert.
Thank you for that question. And to get to your point about the use of virtual currencies in ransomware, the biggest hurdle's already taken care of with those illicit actors. The payer is on-ramping that money into the system for them. And that's usually where we have our greatest success, as I discussed before. As for the fight against network intrusion, the HSI has a cyber crime center, which supports cyber-enabled crimes as well as cybercrime directly. And within the Cyber Crime Center, we have a network intrusion program. We call it Operation Cyber Centurion. And what Cyber Centurion does is we have trained special agents around the country with specific software and tools, and we scan and detect vulnerabilities in the infrastructure. So we'll scan the open net for vulnerabilities that have been published by our sister agency, CISA. When we identify those vulnerabilities, we'll reach out to those organizations and say, hey, you have a gap here, or hey, you have a gap and someone's inside your system right now, and then we'll proactively do an investigation with that.
Thank you, Mr. Eisert. To follow up on that, how much does it help when a business reports to you that they have been attacked? And how does that factor into whether you think we should have mandatory reporting, whether it's in critical infrastructure space or just business-wide in America? What information do you yield when you learn about a ransomware attack?
The more dots we have out there, the more connections we can make. So with the increased reporting, either be from the financial arena, just in the trend of money laundering and everything else, or private industry on how they've been hacked. When we have more bits of evidence and information, we could connect to bigger networks. So it would be extreme help to have that information.
I know there's a lot that we can do, left of boom, as far as like the hygiene requirements that we have, particularly of United States government, vendors and contractors. But on the right of boom side, what are you doing to make sure that businesses are comfortable working with DHS or the Bureau? And, the concern I've heard from some vendors is, we don't want to open our books up to the FBI or DHS. Who knows, what we've done inadvertently that could put us, on their radar. And we don't want them thinking that way. We want them to trust the government, that the government can be a part of understanding the attack and ideally have the capability to shut it down. So what are you doing to try and earn the trust of businesses who are victims?
Again, thank you for that question. Well, we partner tremendously with our brothers and sisters and FBI and CISA in this world. We do a lot of outreach. I spoke earlier about Operation Cornerstone, which does a lot of outreach to private industries to let them know who we are, what we can do, how we can help. And with that comes a level of comfortability. I can't speak for the other agencies on what they do independently, but I think it's important that we continue to work together and show that we're in this with one fight.
Great, thank you. And thank the chair for the hearing. Yield
Thank
back.
you. The chair recognizes